This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and MM. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you
show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Bodies by Jeremy Jones.
All right, it is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B and our NFL Roundtable Talk. I got a plethora of guests with me. How's everybody doing? Looks like somebody had to bounce out for a second. Looked like Jordan.
I think it was Jordan.
Yep, he must be having connection issues again, which means we may or may not see him. That being said, how's everybody?
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I lost audio. I'm going to hop out and come back
No problem.
in.
I hear you. So, and then there were 5. We started the intro with 7 and got to 5. But heroin gets a bad rap. Everyone I know seems to just love the stuff and will do almost anything to get it. Well, that being said, the Lions got a break today, guys. But I'm going to get in here. We got Will Vogel. I got to move somebody back to their spot real quick. Ralph should be here any minute. He just messaged me. There we go. Let's see who we got here. Hank for Ben Johnson. Who's that one?
Jordan?
Oh, so in other words, he's saying the Lions are going to the Super Bowl because that's the only way Ben Johnson leaves. Thanks. Love the vote of confidence.
No, it's not like the sideways.
Just
You're
checking to
sideways.
see what condition my condition was in. I don't believe I have seen Austin before. I like him. Austin is new. Introduce yourself to the fans real quick.
Hello, everyone. I'm Austin. It's the first time on a podcast. You have to invite me on here. Excited to be here. I'm a Lions fan, as you guys can see. So,
Tank is eating pizza. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's Jordan Edelman, also known as Jordan Davison, the Patriots fan. He's turned sideways, and it's a nice view right into his mouth as he eats his food.
Wait. I'm sideways?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sideways.
And
Okay, hold on. Let me try.
Green. You must be a Green Lantern. Oh,
Yep, he had to bounce out for a second. So I do want to say that for all of us that have been here, we all know We got Mike Johnson, the Viking fan, that says "fuck the pack," and that's awesome because that's what I put up for our sponsor meme. Hey, it looks like he's right now.
Okay, I'm
There
on
he
sideways.
is. Yeah. You're not sideways. You're good. We got Keegan.
Now I'm not connected. Hold on, let me connect. Now I'm not connected to Bluetooth. Hold on.
Oh, yep, I hear it. It's okay.
Oh Lord.
So I got Keegan here. I got Bistrella, and then, and of course, the new gentleman, Austin, along with Jordan as he tries to fix his sign. Patriots fan, nobody's perfect. Yeah, that's why it says tank for Ben Johnson.
Hey, my first team or one of my teams is not perfect either. So
Hey, that's okay. But I do want to say, while we're here and we're live, Adam Schefter was on 97.1 The Ticket and gave the lowdown on what's going on with Jameson Williams. The reason the NFL has not levied the suspension is because he was already on an exemption list for what he got tested positive for. It's ADHD medication, and his doctor switched it from the name brand to the generics. And we all know the generics are not made with as strict of policies through their companies they're made by. And sometimes they get contaminated by other things. So it could have gave a false positive. It could be just because it came up as something else. But at the same time, he says even if they levy the suspension, the Lions have enough leverage to appeal it, and JMO will play this week no matter what.
Suspend him for 10 games. Drug addict.
heck no, you're high.
Yep. Oh,
Gonna suspend you for 10 games.
yeah,
How about
it was
that?
only two. It was only going to be two anyways because it wasn't PEDs. PEDs is the stuff they shoot up. Oh, JI, stop that right now because we get enough of that stuff from other guys. He's been on ADHD medication ever since he was a little kid.
Same here.
They'll suspend Jameson Williams for 10 games if you suspend Justin Jefferson for 10 games.
That sounds fair.
Nobody asked you, bro. Hush up in the background.
Austin, what do you think of it? Is what JI is asking.
Well, I mean, if there's only a 2-game suspension, then it's obviously not for anything illegal or on the NFL, like steroids or stuff like that. I mean, until stuff comes from the league, we kind of are playing the guessing game on our own to see what it is exactly and stuff like that. I think JMO kind of gets a reputation for these last 3 years on, the gambling scandal and now this. But I mean, until someone comes from the league, I'm not gonna hold anything against them.
Well said.
Gotcha. Hello, Ralph. Welcome in.
Hey,
Told everybody you were going to be here a little late, and here you are. Not too late at all. I did get to break a little bit of news, and it had to do with Jameson Williams, and it came for Adam Schefter in an interview today. Okay. Jameson Williams is on the exempt list because he takes ADHD medication, and he had the name brand script the entire time.
Wow.
So at this last time he filled his script, his doctor switched it to the generic form. And who knows if even JMO looked at it, because these guys usually have assistants pick up their stuff for them and everything else. So let's look at it that way too. So he gets the script and he's taking his pills. You got to leave?
Me? No, I don't have to leave.
Okay.
I just showed up.
Yeah. No. I was asking Mike. He was waving there. I'll get your take in a second, Mike. And so Adam Schefter said, so even if he's suspended because of this, and he already had his script in the exemption from the first script, they can appeal it, and he won't get a suspension at all. It is also the doctor's form. It's the doctors that have to inform. It's up to the player and the doctor, but at the same time, it's players' assistants that go do all these errands in the season for kills. Players don't go get hardly anything themselves.
No, they don't.
The season.
Thanks, Jay.
So, what do you think about it, Mike? So,
Well, I was
honest
going to say,
opinion.
this is solely on the head of the doctor, because the doctor has to report to the NFL that he's either changing or altering his prescription, and if the doctor didn't do that, then this isn't JMO's fault. Even though I'm a Vikings fan, what right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I would be firing this doctor, and I would be getting a new doctor that's going to be compliant with the NFL's rules and regulations for medication, because now you got JMO in the spotlight, that people are thinking that he's doping, that he's doing dumb shit, and he's not within the confines. Why is he so good? Oh, well, he's using PEDs. Now he's facing a suspension. You know how media works, and how only people will read the highlights but don't go into the description. So,
Right.
I really feel that this doctor, should be, sanctioned, and that, he should be fined for what this negative, media attention has came to JMO.
All right, Will, what's
And I
your take on it?
hope this podcast isn't being recorded, because I'm not
It is.
sticking up for a Lions fan, Lions player.
I'm with Mike. I'm with Mike. The doctor, I don't know. The doctor needs to be mindful if anything happens with any of his maybe any of those people's prescriptions, whether it's JMO or someone else's, because if you give JMO or anybody accidentally the wrong thing, and JMO or whoever gets suspended for a super long time, that's not the player's fault. That's the doctor's fault, and they need to be cognizant and self-aware that, hey, and send them a note or a text, or give it to their assistant and say, just a heads up, I changed X for X. So yes, thank God. Hopefully it gets appealed, and hopefully he's able to play.
Oh, we're getting the echo. It's you, Jordan.
With an
Oh.
echo.
You're not connected again. All right. If it's the doctor, I'm surprised there would be a suspension. It's the player not doing a good job of notification. The rule says the doctor has to inform the NFL first, and the doctor has to notify the player. Now, remember, like I said, the drugs are just picked up at the pharmacist by players' assistants 99.9% of the time during the regular season. So he doesn't even do the transaction. Keegan, what's your take on it?
I think Austin hit the nail that JMO has a reputation now because of the gambling stuff. And once everyone saw the some rumors that he was doing other stuff, they flipped out. And now the truth is coming out. Now it's all on like Will and Mike said, it's on the doctor. So honestly, right now, JMO doesn't deserve the suspension or the reputation that he's gaining right now, when most of the fault is the doctor's fault.
Kevin Walker must be a fan of another team, because he's taking the hatred spot of it and saying that these players are treated like kids. Yes, they are in the regular season. They are coddled. They have players' assistants that do everything outside of playing the game for them. And it's not that they're not responsible. The doctor's main responsibility is to report to the NFL and to the player any changes in medication.
Yeah.
Bistrilla.
I mean, it's basically cut and dry. If that is if that's the issue with this whole situation, the doctor is responsible. It doesn't make a difference who's picking up his drug, his stuff, or his medication, or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. There's such thing as a telephone, email. We got too many ways to communicate with people. A text, like, hey, JMO, this generic form has this in it and this in it. I'm going to inform the NFL, and I'm informing you. So, doctors are busy too. It's communication slips. So as long as they know what's going on, the NFL knows what's going on between the prescription. I don't see anything coming out of that. If that's actually the case, that his prescription got changed to a generic, and they had that illegal substance in there, then I think that he should, this should be cut to the side.
I'm saying it could. I didn't say it did. That's the speculation part. It's the fact he got popped for a different thing.
Like I said, if it's that way, and I can tell you right now, if it's taking them the NFL this long to suspend them after saying that on a Monday or a Tuesday, this is not going to happen. I can tell you that right now, because the NFL is quick to get people. Quick.
Breaking news: NFL pulled 3 points from the Lions and Vikings game. The Vikings are now the winners.
Yeah, okay, you wish.
And Jake Bates had nothing to do with it.
We've all been subject to this. We've all been to the doctor. We've all had surgeries. We've all got medications. And how many times have you all went to CVS, Walgreens, your local drugstore? The doctor prescribes you, let's say, Vicodin for pain. And you get in there and the pharmacist just automatically gives you a generic drug because they didn't have it. They didn't think you could afford it or whatever. And you just take the pharmacist's word that everything's the same. I honestly feel that JMO is innocent in this, and that suspension should go away.
He is innocent.
And then the NFL and the doctor need to, give a formal apology, because everybody lives off social media and what everybody says to clear his name.
Yep. Austin, what's your take total?
Yeah, just if it really is what they're saying with the generic medication for ADHD, then that's not something that needs to be held against him. I mean, he took without even thinking about it, with allocations that were going to come from the league or the drug test that they pro. I think I heard we're gonna find a final ruling tomorrow. So, I mean, I'm hoping that the league just kind of says that it's nothing he did purposely to enhance his performance during the games, and that he shouldn't serve a suspension is what I'm trying to say.
Well, let's turn the clock back to a few years ago. You don't have to add anything. I'm going to do it right now. Remember when it came out that Will Fuller took steroids just before the Thanksgiving Day game versus the Lions for the Texans? He was suspended immediately for PED use. This is not PEDs. Read what it says on the possible suspension.
Substance.
Performance-enhancing substance. That is different. That is a list of over 800 items and another 199 that are on the unapproved list.
So one little adherement to this whole conversation, though. So it does lie on JMO as well. He should be looking at what he's putting in. If he's been on this medication since he was a little kid, like you said, and all of a sudden, if he's on Adderall and all of a sudden it switches to Batterall, that should have rose a big red flag that, hey, man, something ain't right here, bro. What's up?
But if it's a proper generic, and 9 times out of 10, you do get a proper generic when a doctor gives you a generic. Because let's say they call the pharmacy and they're out of the name brand, and you work with that pharmacy, and 9 times out of 10, you know what they do? They don't call you, they don't tell you, they switch it to the generic with the pharmacist over the phone.
No, exactly.
And so you never know you're taking it unless you read it. I don't usually read it if I get it from the pharmacist. And
that and the fact that you trust your doctor.
Yeah, but
so I mean, if they gave him something, if the doctor, and it could have been that where he phoned into the pharmacy and like Jeremy says, the assistant picked it up, whatnot, and they changed it to a generic because they didn't either have it or his health care. God help me, I don't think that would be the problem, but he was, You know what I'm saying? He's a
Right.
pro football player. I don't think they get anything cheap,
No,
generically,
that's
so.
what I was saying. I mean, he should be looking at that. I mean, I'm on medications. I'm on blood pressure medication and blood thinners. As soon as it fills it, I look at that shit. I'm like, okay, cool. It's the same thing that I always get.
And Ralph, what's your take on it?
Well, it's called responsibility. I mean, and it's not just the doctor; it's the player. Like Zilla said, it takes two to tango here. This is a responsibility of the player to keep track of the medication that he takes, and it's the responsibility of the doctor, which they're overworked so bad that it's their responsibility as well to make sure that this player is prescribed the right medication. Let me give you an example. Did you ever hear of Dr. Marone, who was the Steeler doctor at the time of the concussion problem? Okay, he was on the movie Concussion. To this day, he still does a talk show on Beaver County Radio, the old station I had my old Sports Corner show on. He still does a medical show about sports medicine. Okay, so Dr. Marone was in trouble for the concussion issue, and he was questioned by the federal government and everything else. These doctors, they get away with this stuff and they do some of these things. But as I said, it takes two to tango, and it's a responsibility. And these days, nobody wants to be responsible for anything.
I understand, and I get it. But at the same time, if the doctor didn't contact JMO, he doesn't.
Yes.
So it starts at the top. We're not.
Yes.
So, Jordan, what's your take?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, no echo. All right.
Yep.
What was the whole conversation? I missed some of it. I guess Jameson Williams, something about medicine?
Yeah, his doctor switched him to a generic, and that's
He
why
didn't know about it?
And he didn't know about it.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what we're
So
getting out
you
of all
said,
this.
so what? There's a pending investigation?
Yeah, there's a pending investigation. That's why there's been no NFL suspension yet.
Oh, okay.
And Adam Schefter said there's grounds because he already had the exemption with the NFL for the list for ADHD. So since he had that exemption, we have grounds to appeal if they do suspend him.
So was it a medicine he was already taking, or was it like?
he's been taking
okay,
his
so it wasn't like steroids or not.
No, it was ADHD medicine.
Oh, okay.
He's taken his whole life.
So it's prescribed medicine he's been taking. Okay, gotcha.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're saying. I don't know what drug it is. It's been rumored to be Adderall. That's what's been put out there, but we don't know.
Yeah.
So I leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying exactly what it is.
Shit, I take some Adderall. I'm rushing for 446 yards and 9 touchdowns in the first half.
Okay, Genty from Boise State.
Hey, maybe that's why he runs a 4.3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going to do this real quick. I just want to let you know that my youngest son, his birthday is tomorrow. Irving,
Hey.
Happy 18th birthday, buddy. I know you're watching the show. I love you, and you've been a blessing in my life, and I'm proud to be your dad.
So now that I got that out of the way, because that was the breaking news that's been going on since like 11 a.m. this morning, it is time to get into the injury report. And guys, it is not short. The Jets have just became the walking wounded of the NFL, just like the 49ers. And I'll explain what I'm saying in a minute.
And the
but
Rams.
Happy birthday, Irving.
Happy birthday.
Baltimore.
Thanks, guys.
Marlon Hump from the Monday night game, he dodged the big knee injury. He stayed a day. For Buffalo, Curtis Samuel was given a personal day, but Dawson Knox, Dwayne Smoot, and Daquan Jones, ankle for Knox, groin for Smoot, and a foot for Jones. There is no practice and no timetable for a return. Terrell Bernard, their linebacker, has an ankle injury. He's day-to-day. Carolina, Adam Thielen, DJ Wanham, and Jordan Fuller are all in their 21-day practice window for activation.
Does it even
Cleveland-
matter?
I doubt it. But anyway, Cleveland gets Wyatt Teller to return from the IR. Jameis Williams is starting, and here's the smoking hot thing that I heard. Ken Dorsey is taking over the play calling as offensive coordinator, and the head coach, Kevin Stefanski, has not been stripped of all play calling duties.
And
Sounds
I'm sorry.
like there's some smoke brewing there in Cleveland. The
Well, let me-
Texans signed. I'm just trying to get through these guys. There's 3 pages of injuries I had to write down.
No, you're good.
Plus 2 screenshots. Devin White signed by the Texans. The Colts, Jonathan Taylor to return to practice. DeForest Buckner returning from the IR. Jags, Travis Etienne is DTA. Cam Robinson, the offensive tackle, is in concussion protocol. The team we just talked about, the Titans here, they trade D-Hop to Kansas City for a conditional 5th round pick. If they make the Super Bowl, it becomes a 4th. Let's say it's a 4th rounder. Pats, Jalen Polt in concussion protocol. Dolphins signed CJ Beathard, former pick of the San Francisco 49ers, to their practice squad, and former Michigan wide receiver Tariq Black to their practice squad, and cut ties with tight end Hayden Rucci on their practice squad. The Jets, holy crap. Hassan Reddick returns to practice today. He's taking the field for the Jets. The trade rumors are done. A-Rod is day-to-day dealing with a knee, ankle, and hamstring injury at the same time. Also, this is where it got crazy when I was looking at it. Good Lord, so much stuff happened today. There we go. DJ Reed with the groin returns to practice. The cornerback. Tony Adams, hamstring, won't practice. Ashton Davis, safety, concussion, won't practice. They signed Alec Lindstrom, Jalen Mills, tight end Kenny Yoboa, returning from injured reserve. Elijah Vera Tucka, offensive lineman, ankle, won't practice Wednesday. Xavier Newman Johnson, neck, placed on aged. They lost another old lineman. Likai Fotu, defensive lineman, won't practice. Michael Carter will be back at limited practice. But as I said earlier, DJ, like I said, they have a lot of, they're the walking wounded right now. On to the next page. Tampa Bay Bucks. Today, Chris Godwin had his surgery to repair his ankle, and they signed Jack Browning, punter, to the practice squad. Commanders. Jaden Daniels is on a rest day for his ribs. They haven't ruled him out. He's day-to-day. Woo!
Tampa Bay
Who
signs
is the Jets
a
backup?
punter.
Is it?
Wait,
That's so
when
great.
you said Jake Browning, I thought you were talking about the quarterback for the Bengals.
No, there's a Jake
No, he
Browning
plays
that's a
in the
punter.
UFL now. Browning plays in the UFL.
Yep. So what do you guys think of that?
Also,
that list so far?
Seahawks trade Baker to
I
Titans for
missed
Ernest
it. I
Jones.
flipped the page too fast. I might have missed a whole page
Yes,
of them.
Jay, that is correct. Russell
I'll
Wilson.
say you didn't say like the 49ers 27 people out.
Don't have to. Nobody's playing. Ricky Pearsall is their healthiest wide receiver that was shot in the chest 2 months ago. That's what I can tell you about the 49ers.
Hey, Will, to answer your question, Tyrod Taylor.
Oh God,
Tyrod Taylor, what?
is the
Tyrod
Jets
Taylor isn't
backup?
bad. Oh yeah, Seahawks
Oh, yeah,
traded
yeah.
Their backup linebacker, Jeremy Baker, and a 4th rounder to Tennessee for their starter Ernest Jones. The fire sale's happening in Tennessee, as we all predicted.
Hey,
Jeffrey Simmons.
It's apparently happening. It's apparently happening in LA too.
Out of control there. Brian Callahan trying to sell everything off over there.
The Rams are on the fire
Minneapolis,
sale too.
it was a great game. It was a good win for us. It was a great game from you. Actually, it's funny. Fred Peterson brings up something that I get to tell everybody about. Mosley is practicing with the trainers in rehab assignment at Allen Park starting this week. And next week, we could possibly get the return to the rehab facility to work out with trainers of John Comiskey, and both are trending towards playing on Thanksgiving.
Good.
All right, we're getting.
Hey, John Burgess, the whole Darnold for Stafford thing has been debunked. The Vikings are not interested in Sam, in Matthew Stafford. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Period.
That whole stuff that broke yesterday, and it came from two guys that normally don't do clickbait, and that's why a lot of Viking fans took validity to it. So they evidently started their own thing and decided to get something going and get fans riled up.
Yeah, that's not
no. So Stafford's not going anywhere. The Rams never wanted to trade him in the first place. They debunked it first before the Minnesota people came up and said anything. I saw it this morning at like 10:30 a.m. Yeah, we haven't talked to Minnesota, and we're not going to. We're not trading Stafford, was what they said in L.A.
First of all, when they put that was the dumbest common sense thing that you could ever see. That was just dumb. Well, they would not. Minnesota is 5-1 with Sam Darnold. Come on, they're going to trade him for Stafford, who's beat up, by the way. So I mean, no, that's BS. That was BS when I saw it.
But hey, I at least did my due diligence, and I asked Viking fans, hey, do these guys put out clickbait? They said no. That's why we believe it.
No, they absolutely do. And
no, not those two. Not those two. The one right
maybe not two, but Rick Spielman is not in our organization no more. Nobody's gonna make that.
I didn't get it from Rick. I didn't get it from Rick Spielman. That's my point. I got it from the guy that has an office at the Minnesota practice facility, just like Tim Twentyman and Jeff Risden does for the Lions. And then the other guy that backed it up and retweeted it was the guy that is the beat writer for the NFL.com. So they started something.
They could be wrong.
They were just
it
wrong.
Happens all the
they
time.
were just wrong. They listened to somebody. That's what it is.
Minnesota's done some dumb shit in the past. Look at the Herschel Walker trade. If it fucking happens, it would not absolutely shock me at all. Here we are.
I know. So, other than that, anything else surprising in all of those moves?
No. Cleveland and the Titans. Trying to figure out what other team might be getting rid of players right now. Carolina said getting rid of players.
Raiders.
Eland's on the block. If somebody wants to.
Raiders they're not getting
rid of Crosby, but they're getting
no way in hell they don't.
No.
But they'll get rid of a couple of guys they might get rid of they're not going to get rid of a tight end either. They just drafted, but they might get rid of the other one, Mayer or whatever, with their receivers.
Any chance Wilkinson
All right.
to be moved?
Hey, I am happy.
Well, Wilkinson just got signed for this year.
Is shrinking, and Reisner and Hawk are coming back.
You mean the guy that's on the IR for the Raiders, Christian Wilkinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That answer,
he can't be
traded
anyway.
He's on the IR. I just answered your question. The guy that's on the IR. Yeah, he's been on the IR since week 1.
You're talking about Christian Wilkins for the Raiders?
Yeah.
He's on IR. He's out for the year.
So let's get into it. It's time for the Pick Ems.
Hey, I did hear J.C. Horn might get traded for Carolina.
I heard J.C. Horn's on the block and a couple of others. But you know what? And Darnold is on a 1-year deal. But they have J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings. That's why I don't think that trade had any water to be held in it. But I did ask Vikings fans first before I went off the rails, sharing it everywhere. I will say that.
You did.
Hey, the only thing I know is that, Kelly wouldn't move right away. The kids are in school. So if they did that and they traded and they swapped quarterbacks, they would have to ban Kelly from SoFi because she loves Georgia backup quarterback.
Yes.
As a Vikings fan, we regrettably deny her access to U.S. Bank Stadium.
I'm not talking about for Darnold. Remember, Darnold didn't go there. He went to USC. He's safe. It's Studson Bennett.
Oh no, I'm talking Stafford.
You know what would be a
Uh,
great fit for Stafford if he was to get traded though?
the Jets.
The Miami Dolphins.
No, the Jets. He'd be 10 times better than Aaron Rodgers on accident.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
needs a
do we want to rip the Band-Aid off and go into it? Minnesota at LA right away, or do we save it for the end like we usually do?
Rip it.
Go ahead.
Rip it.
Start
Rip it.
start with Thursday night, yeah.
Yeah, all right. We got Minnesota at LA Rams. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way back to you, Mike. What do you got, Jordan?
I got the Vikings. It looks like the Rams are kind of trying to trade Cooper Kupp away. We don't know how true that is, but that's the rumors. I'm going to say 30 to 20 Vikings.
What do you got, Ralph?
Well, I'm going to take Minnesota in this one because the LA Rams are a mess. And I'm going to say probably 20 to 17.
Even
Minnesota.
smoking dad says the Vikings already. All right, Austin, who you got?
I'm gonna be the oddball. I'll take the LA Rams over Minnesota. It's been a proven fact this year that whatever team comes off of a game with the Lions, they lose. So I'll take the Rams, even with their Cup stipulations on getting traded. He's coming back. I think he's going to have a decent game. So I'll take the Rams 27-24.
All right, Bistrilla.
So let me ask a question real quick, Mike. Is Dalton Reisner going to be playing?
So it should be released tomorrow if Reisner and Hawk are playing. They're both listed as questionable. They are eligible to both play in this game.
I like Reisner. That's why I was asking. To Austin, also, do you know that LA Rams have not beaten an NFC North team yet? So there's that.
I do know that.
And they're not going to do it this time either because Minnesota's going to kick their ass because Minnesota's kind of hot right now. So
Have they played everybody? I know they played Lions.
They played
I know
Detroit.
they played
lost.
Detroit and Chicago.
They played
yeah.
Chicago, lost. They played
Okay,
Green
they
Bay.
did play Green Bay. Okay. So they're 0-3 already.
It's going to be 0-4.
Yeah, I got Vikings too. I do got Vikings. Is this game in LA?
It's in LA.
Yeah. Like it matters. They don't have no fans in LA.
Not that it matters.
They're going to be
but
Minnesota
usually
fans
the Thursday
there.
night game favors the home team a little bit. So, but
Do
I
hear
still
a
think Minnesota's the
wager?
better team.
That's what J.I. just said. Do I hear a wager? Okay, Keegan.
The Rams are a mess. They don't have any run defense. And I feel like Aaron Jones is going to run all over them. I got the Vikings.
Aaron Jones been limited in practice all week again. So, and TJ Hawkinson is limited, but I will tell you that I saw that Dalton Risner was a full participant today. So he's trending towards playing. TJ Hawkinson's still up in the air. Will.
My dad's also a Vikings fan,
I love your dad.
but I'm going to pick the Vikings. I think I puked a little bit in my mouth there, but I'm picking the Vikings.
All right. And now, Mr. Homer himself, fuck the Packers, Mike Johnson, Viking fan.
Well, I mean, this is a no-brainer, guys. I mean, Minnesota's
Rams.
pissed off. They lost a really close game against your Lions, which was I said this before we came on the air, which was the best game I've watched all year. It's probably the best game I've seen since COVID in the NFL. You have two powerhouses like that. Minnesota's hungry. They want to prove themselves. I'm thinking this is a blowout game for Minnesota. Minnesota 42-17. Aaron Jones is going to have an immaculate game. If Hawk is back, it's going to be, a statement game for him. And we're going 6-1. We're going to be ahead of the NFC North until Sunday, until the Lions absolutely demolish. Who y'all playing?
Titans.
The titties.
Yeah.
The titties.
Titties.
The titties.
I'm gonna relish in the 3 days that we have, in first place. So we're good.
Hey,
Because I
hey,
live in Carolina, unfortunately.
and Michael, didn't I tell you guys are going to lose to the Lions 2 weeks ago for your first loss of the year?
You did, and I was optimistic, and and we have to give credit where credit is due. None of you guys bash me, none of you guys talk shit, but it is what it is. We lost to a better team on Sunday, and that's why they say it's any given Sunday. So, it is what it is. Kudos to the Lions.
So
had the Lions destroyed Minnesota, though, you'd be catching some
because
flack.
I know
You definitely be catching some flack.
because I know he usually has to leave early. I'm gonna skip to the Pittsburgh game on Monday night for Ralph's purposes because I want his take on what's gonna happen between the New York Giants, who are abysmal, go to Pittsburgh.
We all know who we're going to pick in that game. Come on now.
Well, anyway, Russell Wilson is back. He had a good game against the Jets. I think he'll have a better game against the Giants. Giants have a little bit of a better defense, but I think the Steelers' defense is going to come out and play this week, and I think the Steelers are going to win. I'm taking now that we're scoring 37 points, I think it's going to be 30-10.
One game at 37, Ralph is going way up there. Let's go!
Wilson's for real, man. Russell Wilson's for real.
No.
Oh, man. He goes, how do we end up with a Panther fan called the Butt Chin Padawan Homer take?
Chase Claypool Jeremy can find his way out of a paper bag.
And Fred Peterson. He's actually Peter Griffin. Will you let me finish? He's Peter Griffin's bastard son with belly roll.
Thanks, Jay.
Oh, Ralph. I heard Will Vogels is Mike's long lost son. Same chin. You just can't tell.
Oh God.
Ralph has some legit knowledge. Okay.
Hey, Will, we can go on the Maury show and take a DNA test. You are not the father.
Yeah, exactly right.
Is anybody here taking anyone other than Pittsburgh versus the Giants?
No.
Okay. Back to the Sunday game. Baltimore at Cleveland. Is anybody taking Cleveland at this point?
No. Cleveland's a mess.
They're in shambles.
Stefanski might get fired at the end of the year.
He's not even.
He's back.
Make it to week 9.
He did it to himself. He ran Alex Van Pelt out, who was a really good offensive coordinator. He fought with him so bad that Van Pelt was going to be the offensive coordinator at Pitt. Before they hired Frank Signetti because he couldn't stand Stefanski. So it's terrible there.
So
he sat in his office by himself. He didn't even have his draft people with him. He sat at home and watched the draft. He didn't even go to the office.
Jordan, you're not taking the Giants, right?
No, I got Pittsburgh 27-9.
Okay. And Baltimore versus Cleveland. Is anybody taking Cleveland?
Hell
no.
I don't care what either one of them do.
I know you don't because they're in your division. But anyways, Arizona at Miami. Does anybody think Miami can win? Because Tua's not back playing this week yet.
I do.
You think Miami can beat them?
I'm taking Arizona 17-14.
Yeah. I don't
know.
I think Arizona's just been playing some tough, pretty ball.
It's going to be a low scoring game.
People.
Arizona's going to put one on them. It's going to be higher than 17. I promise you that.
I'm going to go with an odd score, 19-16, Arizona.
19?
Arizona's hit and miss. Sometimes they're hit and miss.
Who do you got, Petrella?
According to what this is saying here, he's in line to play Sunday, Tua.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I would take it. Yes,
yeah, they did say
Tua
Tua might come back.
Yes,
but...
he is. And Hill's been out there saying start me this week in fantasy. Because your ass ain't done nothing else this whole damn year.
I say I have a lot on my fucking bench.
He has not passed both concussion protocol tests, and he has not been removed from the IR.
Yeah, but that's not what this is
Yeah,
saying.
but he has to.
It's saying
He has
that
to be removed from the IR before he can take the
There
concussion
is something
protocol
called
test. That is the rule.
erroneous report.
he's got until Friday to be removed off the IR to play on Sunday.
That's an erroneous
So
report.
and he was practice. He's practicing. He practiced today.
Practice? We're talking about practice.
Yeah, we're talking about practice. That's what you got to do to start.
Jordan, you're sideways again.
So I you know what?
He was working in the locker room. That's what I heard.
Hey, B. That's my best Tua impression.
You know what? You know what? Everybody can do that, but you know who did the best impression of Tua? He sang at Woodstock. It's Joe Cocker. Oh, we're gonna do
With the exception of Ralph, I don't think anybody even knows what you're talking about, Jeremy.
No, I do. My dad loves Joe Cocker.
Exactly
I do.
Oh, come on. That was the theme song of Wonder Years. They showed him singing it during the promo. All of us watched Wonder Years at one point.
You ever see? Did you see the Saturday Night Live he did too?
Yes.
Yeah, with Belushi, and they were doing the same thing. That was hilarious. Getting back to this silly ass pick, I'm gonna ride what I put down in the first place, which was Arizona, because I don't know, Tua might come back. That might be better for the offense, but at the same time, he's just now coming back. And somebody rings his bell one more time, I think it's complete career suicide for Tua to be playing in the first place. But whatever.
Thanks, Jay.
Will Vogt, your dad Mike was at Woodstock?
No, he wasn't old enough. Oh, jeez.
And I think we got. Oh, and we might even. Oh, he was there for a second. There he is, and he's back on camera. Even it should be popping.
All right.
Good Lord,
yep.
This thing is acting up so bad.
There we go.
Awkward silence.
Okay, so yeah, I know.
It's on Keegan.
Yeah, it's on me.
I had a set of malfunctions with my mixer. It went dead for a second, and it came back. So New York Jets at New England. Jordan, we'll start with you. Are the Jets beating the fastest?
You skipped the top half.
Did I miss any? Did I miss any games while I was
skipped
gone?
our game because I skipped our game because I always do it last.
No, of us.
You know that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I asked, is anybody taking Miami? And nobody said yes except for Bistrilla. No, the only one that said yes was Bistrilla. So you're taking Miami too.
Actually, I still said Arizona. I said Arizona.
Keegan was with Miami.
Okay. So we got one. I'm thinking Arizona's going to house them because I don't think Tua played. New York Jets. New York Jets at New England. We're going to start with Jordan this time.
This is going to be a big booty beatdown. Jets 31 to 13.
All right, Ralph.
Well, both teams are not doing well, but I will say this, that the Jets are a better team. And I'm going to say the Jets win. I say 20 to 10.
Okay, Austin.
Yeah. New England kind of right now. I got Jets winning. Score-wise, say 31-14.
All right, Bistrella.
If there's any get-right game, this is it for the Jets. They'll win this one.
Keegan.
I got Jets.
All right. Will Vogel.
Like I called them last week, I'll take the aerodynamic vehicles.
Okay. Mike Johnson.
Rodgers came out and publicly said that he has to that this is his fault. Was the last time that he got his ass whooped by Minnesota, and he came out to speak and put up 44. He did that this week, and I think the Jets are going to make a statement win, and they're going to put one on the Giants.
Hey, I got something for you guys. Ready? Sweep.
Hey.
I am going for the upset. I think there's a good chance you end up seeing Tyrod Taylor play because Aaron Rodgers is not practicing. And I made sure I said that. One of my first things I said. I think New England wins because they're going to have to start Tyrod Taylor. Garrett Wilson doesn't want to play anymore. Mike Williams doesn't want to play. There's rumblings all over. They want out of New York. They're falling apart. That's all I got to say.
Does Avante sit out if Aaron sits out?
Coach Rodgers.
He already requested a trade. Be right back.
Coach Rodgers.
Atlanta at Tampa Bay, and there is a rumor that came out in Tampa media that Baker Mayfield may be suspended for 1 to 2 games because of using a tobacco product on the field. So, with that being said, yeah, they have no wide receivers. But anyway,
I got Atlanta because you know what happened last time these two teams played? Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards the last time. So I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons.
Everyone wants out of New York. Follow Snake. Got it. All right, Will Vogel, who do you think?
The Falcons.
Keegan.
Atlanta.
Bistrella.
Atlanta.
Austin.
Atlanta, even if Baker isn't suspended, they don't have anyone to throw to. So,
yeah.
No,
Ralph Williams.
Well, I want to say a lot. You know why a lot of people left Tampa Bay? Because Corn was a Buccaneer. So, but anyway, I'm taking Atlanta in this game. It's going to be a dogfight, but I'm taking Atlanta.
No, it's not. It's going to be 28-3.
They might not have Baker Mayfield, which means they have to start. They'll have to start Kyle Trash. No wide receivers other than Jaquan McMillan. They still got K-Dot, and he's okay. But yeah, I'm going.
Who's the white boy they got? They got a white guy
Trash.
too. What's the little white guy's
Kyle
name?
Trash.
I'm talking about the receiver.
They don't have Miller.
Scotty Miller.
They don't have him anymore. I think he's in Pittsburgh, or he was.
They don't have him anymore?
Steelers. Scotty Miller's with
the
Steelers.
Oh, Steelers.
Yeah, I'll say I thought he was with Pittsburgh still. Which I don't know why, because he's like Calvin Austin's the guy they use as our speedster.
Hey, we got a lot of games to go yet, guys. I am taking Atlanta in a blowout. They are just more talented and have everything. Especially with the news that Baker might be suspended by Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago at Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is day-to-day with his rib injury, as I said, so they haven't ruled him out, but Mariota played just as good when he left the game. Who is everybody taking? I'll start with you, Jordan.
I'm going to take Chicago in this game. I think that defense is going to give the Commanders issues. I'm going to say low scoring. I'm going to say 20-17. Chicago. No, wow. Chicago. I think that defense is going to give Jaden Daniels some problems.
Okay. Ralph Williams.
Washington Commanders got a better coaching staff. Marcus Mariota's been there and done it. I'm taking the Washington Commanders 17-14.
Austin.
I got if Jaden Daniels plays, I think they got a better shot. Even if Mariota, like you said, JB, he did pretty well even when he went out. So give me the Commanders 21-14.
All right. Bistrella.
So the total amount of wins that the Chicago Bears had played is 4. Washington's got all of that and just that's one team. So they ain't winning that game. Chicago is losing that game. So hello, Seller again. Hi, Seller. Hi.
Cellar dweller.
I think it comes down to if Daniels actually plays. If Daniels plays, it's Commanders. If Daniels doesn't, I got Bears.
All right. Will.
Washington.
All right. Mike.
I'm taking the Washington Redskins in this one. Even if Daniel doesn't play, Mariota is playing good ball. He's a team bet. I'm going 27-10 Redskins.
Let's see. The last time they played a good team, Williams threw no touchdowns and 2 picks, if you remember right. And the Redskins are playing good defense too right now. So it's not like you can just write them off as an easy game. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they're ranked better than the Bears right now in defense. The only thing that the Bears have more of is turnovers, if I remember right. But they've also given away the ball more, so their turnovers are less in the differential column. So give me the Commanders, and I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a good game. I'm thinking like 21-14.
We can tell this is an NFC North show.
And
Anti-Bear show.
And J.I. says, Chambers is LOL, just curl up in the fetal position. Caleb Williams plays to his potential and throws 3 picks. Bears lose. J.I. that was like the first bright beam of light searing through the clouds to raise the hope everywhere after a violent thunderstorm. Green Bay at Jacksonville. Is anybody picking the Jaguars to beat Green Bay?
No. Nope.
I just don't see it.
Oh.
If it's not in London,
I will say Tank whatever looked pretty good the last game when they started him. Yeah, so maybe if they can run the ball and have that, maybe, but I still think the Packers 27-20. I'll give the Packers the win there.
I even chose the Packers. That's where I was at with it because I can't pick Jacksonville to beat anybody. Tank is like that horror film people made in college. His rocking back and forth in random movements. I swear a serial killer is lurking behind him. Talking about you. Because you're always doing this. All right. Indianapolis at Houston. Is anybody picking Indy?
No.
Taking the Colts with upset. Yep. Taking the Colts. They played them close last time. I think they're going to win this time.
Who was the quarterback last time?
Same person as it is this time, Richardson.
Same result.
Nope. I got the Colts.
And
the Texans don't have Nico. The Texans offense hasn't been the same without Nico Collins.
Yeah,
now Joe Mixon's
Tank Dell though.
Joe Mixon's been balling, but I think the Colts win this game. Close game though. I'm gonna say 20.
Jonathan Taylor might be back.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's returning. 24-21 Colts.
Are you taking the Colts this week there, Ralph?
No, I'm taking Houston.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think I was the only one to pick Colts.
Okay, yeah. I was just making sure. New Orleans, the Saints, the Aints, the injured, they got baby Mahomes that's playing just like Mahomes. He has way more touchdowns than interceptions. Going to face off against the LA Chargers, who are starting to look good. They played pretty good last week. Who are you guys taking? I'm going to start with you, Mike.
Who are we on again? I'm sorry.
You.
Chargers and Saints.
New Orleans and Chargers.
Saints at Chargers.
Yeah, Saints are a wreck. You know, they're not going to do anything for the rest of the year. I'm taking the Chargers in a close one, by 4.
right. What about you, Will?
Chargers.
Keegan?
Chargers.
He said it like
Peace,
the
Trilla.
Raiders. Nice, Keeg.
I'm taking the San Diego Superchargers.
Go Chargers.
There we
Freaking
go.
Arnold.
Austin.
Give me the Chargers. I think Lad McConkley is going to have a good game against the Saints.
All right. Ralph?
I'm taking the Los Angeles Chargers.
And tank for Ben Johnson, Mr. Jordan Edelman.
The Saints coach is the worst in the league, probably the hottest on the league. So I'm going to take the LA Lightning Bolts 27-13.
And I take the Chargers as well. I don't think it's close. That one's going to be a blowout. The good Chargers.
End of this year.
He'll be fired for sure.
Buffalo at Seattle.
Ooh, that's a good one. Buffalo.
This is actually a good game. It is the first 4 o'clock game. I can't believe they're letting the Chargers play at 1 o'clock.
The Chargers are playing at 4.
According to this schedule that your guy gave us, it says 1.
It's in LA, so no, it's not going to be 1.
I'm just saying what it said on the sheet. Okay. Buffalo at Seattle. Who you got there, Jordan?
Jordan's gone.
Ralph?
Well, I don't know. Seattle got a good defense. Buffalo hit and miss. I'm taking Buffalo.
There he is again. Let's see if we can get him to get his take before he disappears. And all right, is it going to let him come up?
You said Buffalo, Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
It's in Buffalo.
He hasn't came up
Yes,
yet.
Buffalo versus
Seattle.
Seattle. Ooh, that's a toss-up.
No, I'm trying to get
Buffalo's got the 3.
I'm trying to get Jordan in here. There he is.
He is in here.
Only
I'm about to
took
say I'm in
18
here.
Tries.
No,
No,
guess it
it
didn't show
wasn't
up on
showing
your.
on my end. I'm the host.
Yeah, because everybody.
All right.
Because everybody could hear me, I guess, and you couldn't, I guess.
I
I think.
But anyways,
I'm going to take Seattle. Actually, close game though. I'm going to say 27-26, Seattle.
all right, Austin. No, it wasn't showing on my end.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
Everybody could hear me, I guess, and you couldn't, I guess.
Was that me?
That's Jordan.
Doing
Yeah.
dog.
Okay. Yeah, good game. But I got Buffalo winning on a game-winning field goal by Tyler Bass.
All right, Beachfella.
So Josh Allen has not thrown an interception yet. 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. Unfortunately, in a win, he's going to throw his first one.
All right, Keegan.
Honestly, with them adding Amari Cooper, that might be their missing piece to finally going on a streak. And I think Buffalo's going to go on a winning streak, and it's going to continue.
All right. Will.
Buffalo.
Mike.
I agree with Keenan. I think the New York Bills are gonna actually, put a streak together.
I do too. I pick Buffalo. Next up,
They're already in New York.
we got the Sheagles going to Cincinnati. And Cincinnati looks like they're starting to turn around a little bit. So what do you think about that, Mike?
I'm taking Cincy.
Will?
Cincy.
Keegan.
Philly.
Estrella.
Philly.
Austin.
Give me Cincy in this one.
Nice. All right, Ralph.
Who's Cincy playing here, Jeremy?
Philly.
They're playing
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia in Cincinnati.
The other PA team.
I'd like to see the Bengals lose. I'm taking Philly in this.
I kind of figured you would, but
You're right.
Jordan.
I'm taking the Eagles because the Bengals have only beaten the Panthers, the Browns, and the Giants, 3 of the worst teams in the league. So I'm taking the Eagles.
It also was in the first 6 weeks when they always play bad.
And Cincinnati has a bad offensive line like they always do.
Yeah, that Eagles D line, I think, shouldn't give them issues.
Yeah.
I think it'll be close.
And Cincinnati barely beat Cleveland, didn't they?
Yeah.
Last week?
It was a
I'm
dogfight.
gonna say 20, and that was with a kick return. They won by a touchdown. The Bengals ran the opening kickoff back. 23-17 Eagles.
Okay. So next up, we got the Kansas City refs going in to play the Raiders. Anybody taking the Raiders? Anyone?
No.
Not
No,
with
they
the
don't even-
Chiefs and their extra players on the field.
I don't even think they know who their starting quarterback is going to be.
I think the Raiders are going to win 7-6.
So, hey, Jordan. Raiders ended up signing Desmond Ritter, so he might start.
Oh, there
Hey, you know what?
Ritter,
Hey,
man.
you guys want to? Hey, you guys want to know a fun
yeah.
fact?
What?
You guys want to know a fun fact? The last time the Kansas City Chiefs lost was New Year's Eve against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
I agree
That was against
with
Derek Carr.
Phil there in the chat. I think the Chiefs scalped the Raiders. Dallas has
Yeah,
San
that's
Francisco. Does San
Great.
Francisco get right? Because Debo's out of the hospital and actually might play, guys.
This is a toss-up for me.
No, I'm taking Dallas in this one.
Yeah,
I
Dallas
don't
is
like
coming off a bye.
And
Coming off a
Parsons
bye, I
fell out.
believe.
J. Max Crosby accidentally
There you go,
destroyed
James.
Patrick's ankle.
Goddamn, Burgess.
So, no, I got.
Who are you taking there, Mike?
I mean, it's a toss-up. I mean, as much as it pains me to say this, I'm going to take Dallas in this one.
All
Yeah,
right.
I say the same thing, Mike.
Well,
I can't stand the Cowboys. Give me the Niners because of their defense.
Keegan?
I think this is the final week of Mike McCarthy. I got 49ers.
Beastrella?
Bland and Mike are coming back to play this week. And they just come off a bye. I think they're pretty hot. I think they need it more than San Francisco. Dallas.
Austin?
Oh, God, I just got sick saying
I
that.
puked in my mouth too, B.
I got upset stomach.
Dallas
Horrible.
defense
Good after
isn't so. If Debo plays, I got the Niners.
Ralph?
I said Dallas.
Okay. Jordan?
I said at the beginning of the year the 49ers were not going to make the playoffs, so I got to pick against them again. I'm going to go Dallas, and I'm going to say this is going to be a real low-scoring game. I'm going to say 16-13 Dallas.
By the way, I guarantee you McCarthy gets fired after this year.
For sure.
Oh, for sure.
And they're going to promote Mike Zimmer.
Because he's already arguing with the owner. He's already arguing with
Right.
Jerry. Because Jerry said they had bad plays. He goes, we don't have any bad plays here in Dallas. So fuck off,
Yeah.
old man. That's basically what
I
he
agree,
said.
B, and guess what? They're going to promote Mike Zimmer.
That would be Dallas
I
for you.
hope they
I got San Francisco winning. I don't care if Debo's there or not. They're tired of being talked about like they are the biatches they are so far this season.
They are the biatches.
They are the biatches. I said they're getting tired of it. I think 49ers win. I just don't, there's rumblings all over Dallas, and I don't know if you've heard it too, but CD Lamb wants out. He doesn't even want to be there anymore, and he just signed that contract. I think
Let's say he signed a contract like a month ago. What do you mean?
I know, but he might be trying to just say, "Will you guys take your money back? I want to leave."
Yeah.
Minnesota needs a number 2.
Oh, hush.
Raiders need a number 1.
Steelers need a wide receiver, but they won't sign one.
And last
Okay,
but
what's
not
the next
least,
one?
the first place team in the North, because Minnesota hasn't played yet. The Detroit Lions get to stay at home and let the Tennessee Titans, I can't even get excited saying their name, come in to face them at Ford Field.
Titties.
Say
titties.
So the titties come to Ford Field. Hey, yeah, that's right. We do got cheerleaders. All right.
All right.
Who's taking the Titans? Be honest.
I am 6-3.
Yeah. Hey, he's just saying that because Mason Rudolph's playing.
That's right. 6-3.
But I just want to clarify: isn't Minnesota and Detroit tied for first place?
No, because you have a divisional loss.
Technically,
now.
as number wise goes.
Huh?
Yeah, you lost to us.
You lost to us.
lost to
We're
us. So
But
you're
we're
not
still
second now.
we still each have a loss in the division, don't we?
No.
No.
No, they lost to Tampa Bay. That's their only
we lost
loss.
to Tampa Bay. That's right.
We're 1-0.
If this was like 30 years ago, yeah,
I'll get
we
to
would have lost to Tampa Bay because they were in the NFC.
I'll get to your turn. You don't have to do this, Will.
Oh, okay.
I asked a question. So, is anybody taking the Titans? That's what I want to know. Serious question.
No.
I got the Lions. Hey, this might be a Lions and Cowboys rematch score, 47-9.
Oh, so not only did they set the record, they'll be the first one to repeat it.
They might. The Titans are pretty bad. That's the only team I look at the rest of the Patriots schedule and I'm like, we might actually win. Like,
Titties.
Breaking news flash. Tits have been found to be fun. Back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, Will.
There you go, James.
Will,
what
is your...
I'm going to say 42 to... I'm going to say 42-6. Lions.
Goff goes 25 for 25 and 4 touchdowns. Again.
Oh shit, he'll be the best fucking quarterback in the
Jeremy,
league.
I
if he
have to
does
leave.
that.
I have an important phone call I have to make right now. So
I kind of figured that was happening. Thank you, Ralph, for being here. Don't forget to check us out on Saturday morning.
Hey, Ralph.
Yep,
hey, I'm pretty sure.
Let him talk.
I'm pretty sure they'll. Oh, my bad.
He's trying to leave. Okay, Ralph.
Have a great one. Thank you.
Yeah.
You too, Ralph.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that the Lions could kick a field goal at the 40-yard line and kneel the ball every time they cross the 40 and win this game. They could literally cross the 40 every drive. When they cross the 40 of Tennessee, they could kneel the ball 3 plays and kick a field goal, and they'll win this game. That's how confident I am.
Hey, speaking of kicking field goals, did you guys hear that Minnesota was contemplating on letting Riker kick a 70-yard field goal because he's been kicking 75-yard field goals in practice?
I actually thought you were going to when they called that last little break after the one deal.
Yeah.
And then they sent out Darnold. They said, "Oh, the game's over."
Yeah, I was let the dude eat. He's kicking 75-yard field goals in practice. It was a 70-yarder.
Practice.
Yeah, he hasn't missed yet, has he?
Practice.
He hasn't missed a field goal yet.
He hasn't missed a field goal
or
an extra point.
It's definitely
a 70-yard field goal in a game-changing situation. He ain't
because in 75
right
in practice, like you got to think you don't have a rusher and you're trying to you don't have a 6'7" guy trying to block it or anything.
Wait.
That's what
I watched Jake Bates do that. Wait. Hey, I was talking here. I said I watched Jake Bates hit it where it looked like he could have made it from 80 yards in practice. Guess what? They haven't let him kick past 54 yet.
True.
Yeah, it's a big difference. He might be able to kick 65, but 75 is tough. 75 is tough.
The record's 67 for a reason.
It's going to happen this year. Somebody
is it 67? I thought it was 66.
It was
66.
It was listed as a 66 at the time it was done, but the next day when the stats came out, it said it was a 67-yard field goal for Justin Tucker.
Oh, I thought it was a 66. Yeah, about to say, because that record was held for a while.
Well, it's still this. I know what you're looking at, man.
I'm gonna put this question
because it does say 66.
Well, the next day is at
67,
and
now
it
record.
doesn't matter. It's still a record. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it
is. Dumbass kicked it against us. Punk ass.
It shouldn't have even happened, but the fact he did it, kudos. That's what I got to say.
True.
But
the thing is,
I got
71 would have been crazy.
Jesus Christ. I got to put this on the screen, and I'm going to read it because this is great. Dan Campbell lets Bates try an NFL record because on third down, we don't want to be accused of running the score up by another donut Chris Christie again.
Very true.
I thought the Vikes were going to do that. I was scared, kicking records versus us. I know. I was like, man, if he kicks this, we're screwed.
Hey, did we skip a game?
No, we talked about every game.
Hey,
I'm
gonna call it a
we
night.
did the Monday night game at the beginning of the show because I thought Ralph had to leave early.
Did we do Denver and Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just not probably remembering then.
I went through every game right in order.
Hey, if he would have kicked it, you probably.
Hey guys, I'm gonna call it a night. 4:30 is very early for me, so I appreciate you having me, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yep. All right, guys. You guys have a good one.
Hey, Mike, man, thanks for being on the show last week, man.
Anytime, B. If you guys want me to hop on next week or whatever, as a non-biased, participant, I'm definitely willing to, join up with you guys. It was a good show.
Thanks. Hey, thanks for coming on after your team took an L.
Yeah, I mean, we took an L, and it was a great game. I really enjoyed it. Like I told Jeremy earlier, and I told you guys, man, it was the best game I've watched since pre-COVID. So,
I think it was the best game I watched since the Kansas City Rams game in 2018 on Monday Night Football. I think that's the only one to me that tops it because of the historicness of that game.
Yeah,
that was the most points on a Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, I mean, and Jeremy, if you look at it, I mean, we were even across the board.
Oh, I know.
I mean, straight across the board, we were absolutely even, and that was, look at them stats. I mean, that was the two best teams in the NFL right now battling, for first place, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I said it, I wrote it, and I also said, and I named my article, "The Unstoppable Force Cracked the Immovable Object in Minnesota." Because you guys had the better rushing. You had one of the best rushing defenses in the league. And that's all anybody talked about. And all I kept saying every time I heard somebody say it, I said, hey, don't look now. But we have one of those very good 1-2 run punches that they haven't faced yet.
And it happened, and I'm not mad. I give you guys kudos. It was a great game, and the better team won. I gotta take the high road here, and congratulations to you guys. But we will meet again, and we'll see what the outcome of that game is.
I did this the first day.
Last game of the season.
I did this the first day I met you, and I'm going to do it again tonight because I said it might not happen unless something spectacular happened, and the spectacular is your sportsmanship. Skull to you, sir.
Thank you,
yeah,
buddy.
Still
appreciate
keep
that.
Hey,
doing that, but I appreciate you.
Hey, still keep on losing, buddy.
It's not going to happen.
For a while, they played some pretty cupcake teams.
The only way I'm going to do that to you again is if we lose to you in Week 18. That's it.
I mean,
but I do got a little tidbit to add here. Since Brian Flores has been the defensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings, they've only given up 4 30-plus scoring games, and the Lions have 3 of them.
It is, and But here's the thing, you guys. I mean, everybody knows it, and I said this before the preseason even started, Jeremy. You know, the Lions are an elite team, and this is their time. We've talked about this numerous times that it comes in threes. You know, the Lions will reign the NFC North for 3 years. The Vikings will do it for 3 years. Fuck the Packers. They ain't gonna do shit. Fuck the Bears. They ain't gonna do shit.
Thank you,
So it's
Keegan.
gonna be between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions, and that's the way it's gonna be for the next decade. You know, because you guys are set up, we're set up. We have a young team. You have a young team, and it's gonna be great football between my team and your team for a lot of years to come. And I look forward to it, and I love it. It's great.
Michael, before you head out,
I tell you what.
I was going to say,
Go ahead.
I was going to say before you head out, what do you guys think of Darnold? Like, do you guys think you keep Darnold with McCarthy, drafting McCarthy, or do you guys think you extend him? Like, what do you guys think on that situation?
Me and Jeremy touched base on this earlier. I think we're going to extend Darnold, and we're gonna groom JJ, and we'll just see what it does. But Darnold brings a lot of great positive energy to the locker room. He brings a lot of positive energy to everything. And I don't think Minnesota's going to get rid of him. I think if a big contract comes in Darnold's way, he's going to leave because he wants the money. But I think Minnesota hangs on to him if they can.
Okay, go ahead, be sure.
All right.
No, I was just gonna say. Hold on, just one moment there, JB. Sorry. Hey, what do you think if Flores leaves, gets a coaching job at another team? How much you want to make a bet? And this is depending if the Lions win the Super Bowl or not. He tries to grab Ben Johnson and Saleh. That would be an awesome coaching staff.
Yeah, and
I don't see the Vikings moving on from him though.
Unfortunately, Robert Saleh was just hired onto the Packers coaching staff.
Yeah, I don't see the Vikings moving on from McConnell though either.
He's just a defensive consultant to the offense. That's all he is.
Minnesota's not going to move on from KOC. KOC is done great with them. And JB and I talked about this. I think that Minnesota is going to offer Flores a lot of money to stay, and I think he will. Because he's got a lot of good, positive things going there. And if he hops out, he's been already blacklisted once from the NFL, as a head coach, because of Miami's bigotry, what they did down there. And I think Flores thinks he's got a good thing going over here, and I think he wants to win a ring.
All right. That pretty much covers it. B, go ahead and announce your channel.
It's One Ass Cheek and Three Toes. It's on every Sunday morning at 11:30 Eastern or 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Y'all Central people are just messing me all up. So 11:30 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday.
I know you fucked me up when I was on the last show. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to miss the game. And I'm like, oh, wait, it's an hour earlier.
I just want this verified because Austin actually runs the fantasy football league I've been a part of for 3 years. We took a 1-year hiatus because of some scheduling issues. But who did win fantasy football league champion last year? Austin?
That would be you, JB.
Okay. I just wanted that out there because I've never won a league.
Way to brag. Way to fucking brag.
Hey, I let him say it.
Is wait a minute, Austin, you run the one that
do you want to know
am I in the one he runs?
So this broadcast
know
has
his
been
current
sponsored
rankings
by
are this year?
Austin, and it's
I'm
been
laughing.
a paid advertisement.
Between injuries and everything else.
If you want
I've
to know
been
his current
decimated all year.
rankings this year, he's in dead last.
Yes, I am.
All right, guys. Good night. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
You have a good one. Thank you,
All
Mike.
right, Mike. Have a good one,
I
man.
wanted to say thank you to Austin for your first time being here. If you want to stay on after, we can talk. It'll stay
thank you.
live. I got to do I got to do my sponsors for the day, just like I showed you earlier, and I know how much you guys love them. We do it by the order of the division, and let's start at the top. And I waited for him to leave so I didn't have to say it in front of him.
Look at you, merciful.
Watch them be backstage.
At the top, 5-1 and leading the NFC North and all of the NFC because nobody's undefeated. It's the mighty, mighty Lions. And because we beat them, they were skull fucked, and now 5-1, they are no longer undefeated.
And they're crying.
In third place, FTP.
Fuck the Packers.
And in last place, because they were on the bye week, and they can only beat bad teams. They feast off the weak and wither against the strong. It's fuck the Bears. Probably going to be there again next week.
Bear down, because they're always in the basement.
Yeah. There's a basement down.
And last but not least, there's my sponsor that actually pays me to do this, and that's Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road. In Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. Used tires starting at $45 and up. If you need new tires, please call to get your quote. Call 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, and on Saturday afternoon, you can talk to me because I'm back managing 2 days a week starting Saturday.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Well, I managed there once before, remember? And it was a little bit of a demotion, but you know what? They didn't take any pay away. And they're doing that because with me being hurt and I've been a good employee, they want me to have a couple days a week. That way I'm only getting any assistance off of it for 3 days a week. So I appreciate the offer because I'd rather make full pay than 66%.
Yeah, and it sucks not to work either, too. You're sitting around the house like, oh, shit, what the fuck am I going to do? You know, especially when you're hurt. Don't be jacking off. Don't they hurt the back?
I was joking around.
Oh, my back.
Only if you start to put your hips into it. Oh, that being said, yes, we're a bunch of psychopaths. We are fans. We love the NFL. We love to talk our shit. And yes, we're wrong half the time. We're wrong 75% of the time to the fan bases we go live into, because we do go live into the Huddle Network sports page, which has Chicago, Minnesota, and Green Bay fans on top of Detroit fans. So 3 fan bases think you're stupid 99% of the time.
Pretty much.
But thanks for watching, everybody. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way you can make the world a better place, unless you're talking to your rival fan base.